Hey, you're in my kitchen and you're watching me make Jamaican rice and peas. Listen, don't let this fake American accent fool you. I'm Benjamite from Jamaica. And today, we're making some rice and peas, man. Alright, so I have my beans in my pot there. And what I did was I soaked this bean. This bean has been soaking all day. Okay, I think this is a 1 pound pack of beans. I don't use canned beans. I boil my beans. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is a 1 pound bag of beans. And I just pour it in a bowl. And I fill that bowl with some water. And I just allow it to soak all day. You can soak it overnight. Alright, and when you're soaking your bean, it helps to eliminate gas. Alright, that's why you're soaking it. So after you soak the bean, you're going to get rid of that water that you soak it in. Because that water is filled with stuff that's going to give you gas. Okay? And so that's what I did. And then I pour some fresh water on it. And I boil it. So after it's boiled, you can tell when it's boiled. You know, you could just take one or a couple of the beans and just kind of, you know, try to smash it with a spoon or a fork. And you could tell when it's nice and tender, that's when it is ready, okay? And so, what I have over here, I'm going to put in my beans and rice. So here's what I have. I have what I'm going to put in my rice and peas, okay? I have some scallions here, some thyme. I don't know what's going on with my camera. This focus is ridiculous. Alright, I think this is better. So I have some ginger, I have some garlic, I have some scallion, I have some thyme. And I have a whole jalapeno pepper. This pepper is not hot, guys. It's definitely not hot at all. I can bite into it and it's not hot. I think it's the young pepper. I'm not sure, but it has no hot taste at all. But it does give your food flavor, okay? And then I have some coconut milk. And what I did was I keep my coconut milk in the freezer after I make it. I just freeze it. So this is it's not really frozen anymore. Well, I still have some ice in there, but this is frozen coconut milk. And that's going to go in my rice and peas. And what's in this cup is just a little bit of the liquid from my beans, which I'm going to keep there. Just in case I might need some to add later. And then I have some cloves here. You'd be surprised how much better your food tastes cooking with stuff like cloves, ginger, scallion, thyme, fresh garlic and stuff like that. I mean, you add so much flavor and spices to your food. Now, you guys are not seeing my face because I don't have anyone to hold my camera, so yeah. So the amount of rice that I'm making today is a 2 pound bag of brown rice. I'm going to add it to this, and so I'll be back. Alright, so I have there's 2 cups of water in there, and I'm about to pour my rice in the pot. And I have to use one hand to do this because I'm holding the camera with the other. Alright, so what I have in here so far is I have the beans and I have the rice. And I have 2 cups of water, like I said. And now I'm going to add a little bit of salt to it. Okay, so I went ahead and I added a little bit of salt, and I also added my coconut milk. And now I'm going to add all of my fresh herbs and spices I have here. This camera is all over the place because I have two hands. One's cooking and one's holding the camera. Okay, so I just added my cloves, my scallion, my thyme. I crushed the ginger and the garlic, and I added those. And let me just say this, guys. When I was growing up, when my elders, you know, the female in my family, when they were teaching me how to cook, they never go by recipe, you know, like measurement. It was pretty much eyeball. We eyeball everything. Everything that I was ever taught was just how to eyeball the recipes, from the water to the rice to the beans to the you know, the herbs, everything. We eyeball everything, and that's just how I learned how to cook. That's how I learned how to cook. I don't know how to as far as measuring. I have a hard time measuring stuff. I cook better when I just eyeball everything. Okay. So I'm trying my best to tell you guys the amount of stuff that I'm putting in here. All right. As far as the scallion and the thyme and the ginger, you could just put it, that's up to you and your taste. Okay. But as I said, I'm using a 2-pound bag of brown rice, and the water that's in the pot is actually the water that was boiled with the beans. Okay. So that's, I measured it, and it's 2 cups that was in there left after the beans was boiled. And I added a cup of coconut milk. So in all, this is going to be 3 cups of liquid in the pot. Now, because brown rice takes a little bit longer to cook than, you know, white rice. You know, and back home in the Caribbean, we use white rice to make this rice and peas, but you know, I'm using brown rice today. So, and it does take a little bit longer to cook. So I'm using 2 cups of liquid and 1 cup of coconut milk. Okay, so there you go. And you're going to cover your pot and allow it to boil. As soon as this begin to boil, you're going to turn the stove down because you don't want to burn your rice, okay? Alright, so we'll be back. Alright, so I ended up having to transfer my rice to a different pot. But we are done. And here is the finished product. Alright guys, I'm gonna go have fun with this. So see you guys later. Shalom.